Hello and welcome to another Every Tuesday tutorial, and Happy New Year! This is the first tutorial of the new year and I thought we'd kick it off with a good motivational message. This graphic is actually on the page of my brand new free course, Procreate 5x for Beginners. I'll leave a link on screen and in the video description to that. Yes, it's an entirely free course and I thought it would be fun this week if you're just getting started with hand lettering or if you have a little anxiety about it. I want to show you how easy it is to start learning about letter forms by basing them off of existing letter forms, but still making them your own so you're not copying it letter for letter. So I want to show you a little trick that you can use for practice, and we'll make it really pretty with some floral embellishments right around it. So this is the final outcome of this tutorial. We're only using one brush for this entire piece, and it's entirely free. It's also included in that free class. If you decide to take it or you've already taken it, then you already have this brush. It is my smooth pencil brush. It's also part of my Font Lovers Procreate brush set. Okay, all that said, let's create a brand new canvas that's 1500 pixels by 1500 pixels at 300 dpi. I'm working in the Display P3 color profile, but if you have an older iPad and don't have access to that, then the default sRGB color profile is perfectly fine. I've got my brand new canvas, and we're doing something that I don't usually do for tutorials because it can be kind of hard to film, but we're going to use a black background, but you can use any background color you would like. I just want these colors to pop a little bit since they're on the brighter side. So we're just going to hit our layers, tap on background color, double tap where the black is, and now we've got our black background. I'm going to come back to my layers palette. I'm on layer number 1. I'm going to navigate to my lightest color down here in the free color palette. This free color palette and that free brush are right in the video description. I don't know if I mentioned that earlier. They are right down there so you can download and install them. In order to create this lettering, we're going to first use existing typeable text as a template for our lettering. That way everything is spaced uniformly and we can start getting the general structure of our letters consistent as well. So in order to add typeable text, you're just going to hit the wrench icon, come to the add category and choose add text. So right here, this is where it can get a little complicated because Procreate changed how you can do typeable text. So I'm going to show you how I usually do it just to keep things super simple right here. So I will just draw a line through my text and that will select it right away. So I'll tap on keyboard. You want to use your finger for this because if you use your stylus, it's going to think that you're writing something out, which we definitely aren't. So tap on keyboard and now I can tap on my text, delete it, and write whatever I want. It's kind of annoying. I hope they fix it, but that's the best way that I found to work with it without getting really frustrated. So I'm just going to type in our message, let's, and then hit return, hit return this, exclamation point. Okay. Now that we have this, we're going to edit it. So just hit the double A over here. And now we can change things up, but you can see I've got my cursor blinking. So nothing will change when you've got a cursor blinking. In order to make your cursor stop blinking, you have to hit the cursor icon up here, deselect, tap on your text, and then hit your little A down here. And that will give you your palette, hit the double A, and now we're back because that doesn't need to be any more complicated. Okay, now we're back here. We can change the font. The font that I'm going to use is not a default font in Procreate, but you can use any font that you would like for this. I'd really encourage you to try out different fonts, see what you like best, and make it your own. But the font that I'm using is a paid font called Lulu Bold. So I'm going to come down here and select it. I've got Lulu and it's the bold one. I'm going to reduce the tracking a little bit because my letters are spaced out quite a bit further than I like them to. So I'm just going to drag that down just a little bit, but I'm going to increase the size of it. And I can pinch out here to see how big it's really getting. So I'm going to make this a little bit bigger and I can drag these nodes too if I need it. So I've got it centered, my text centered right here. So all of this looks good. I'm going to roll with this. So I'm going to hit done. And now I can select this and make sure it's centered just by dragging it. And as long as I have uniform down here and snapping with that turned on, I'll get those crosshairs to tell me right where the center is. So once it's centered, this is what I do. I come back to my layers. This is my editable, typeable text. If I change my mind later and I want to type out something different, or I just need to make a subtle change in my text, I want it to remain typeable. So I need a copy that's still typeable, even if I'm not directly using it right now. So I'm going to duplicate this. So slide it over to the left and hit duplicate. And this one's just going to be in our reserves. It's just there if we ever need it. So it's just an extra layer. We're not using it right now, but it's there if we ever want to use it. So I'm just going to uncheck it to turn off its visibility, but since we have a copy, you can still see that it's appearing right here. And the reason why I made that copy is now we have to rasterize this text because we're going to distort it. Whenever you distort typeable text, it becomes no longer editable. You can't change the text anymore once you distort it. So with it selected, I'm going to hit my cursor up here, and down here I'm going to choose distort, and I'm just going to slide this up at an angle just so it has a little more energy than it does right now by just being straight. So I'm going to grab the center node and just drag it up, straight up. And I don't want to distort it too much, but I want to give it a little bit of life. So that feels good. So now that I have that, you can see text layers rasterize. It's letting you know in that red color, warning color, but that's fine because we've got our editable text right here if we ever need it. So now you can see we have an image instead of an A. Whenever you have an image right here, it means it's not typeable text. Only the thumbnails that have the A are editable text layers. All right, now that we have this selected, I can recenter it because we distorted it. So now I know it's in the center of my canvas. I am ready to go, except I'm not going to use this font. I'm going to create hand lettering based off of this font. So I'm going to reduce the opacity of this so I can still see it, but it's not going to overpower what I do on top of it. I'm down to like 25, 26%. I'm going to create a brand new layer right above it, and I'll label this one lettering. Okay, now that I have my lettering layer, I am still using this bright, almost white color, and I'm going to grab my smooth pencil brush, and what I'm going to do is come super close here to my letters, and I'm going to give these an inline. So I'm just going to trace through the center of them. Let me make this a little smaller. I'm going to come down to 10%. So I'm going to draw through the center and just give myself the skeleton of these letters. So these are like the bones, and the thickness is the meat on the bones. It's kind of gross, but it makes a lot of sense. Once we have our skeleton in here, now we're just going to turn off our reference text. That way it doesn't become too similar to our existing text. We're just going to use that as a starting point for the main structure of our letters, and now we're going to create our own weight on those letters. This is a really good exercise if you're just starting out with hand lettering because you'll get familiar with the way letters are formed really quickly, especially for serif and sans serif, which can get a little tricky with some proportions. Okay, so now that I have my lettering, I usually create a brand new layer right on top of this because I don't want to destroy my skeleton because that's my base for everything I do next. So I always create a layer right on top, and I'll just label this one thickening. So I still have my same brush selected, but now I'm going to decide how thick I want these letters and where I want that weight to be. I want the weight to be pretty uniform across all of my letters, but it's going to vary slightly because I want it to look like it's all hand drawn. I'm going to increase the size of my brush up to 20%, so now I can do that weight pretty quickly on here. So I'm just going to come right over my skeleton and thicken these letters up uniformly. So that's how I'm going to keep mine. If I wanted to make this even thicker, I could increase my brush size and thicken it up even more. If I wanted to change any components of my letters, like if I wanted this I to be like this instead, I can add that in there. I'm going to leave it the way it is because I like that. We can also just thicken up the word do if we wanted to add a little extra emphasis on this word. So it's totally up to you how you want to change it from here, but that's a basic way of getting familiar with your type anatomy. Okay, so now we can add some decoration to this and really embellish it and bring it to life. So I'm going to add in Let's create a brand new layer. We'll label this yellow leaves. So I've got a pretty similar scale with the elements that I'm going to embellish this with. So my most dominant elements are going to come first. And since yellow is my brightest color outside of my white, that's why I'm going to draw these ones in, because you're going to notice the lettering and then your eye is going to immediately go to these yellow leaves because they are so bright. So that's why I'm going to drop these ones in first, and then everything else will kind of fill it out after that. I'm still going to use my smooth pencil brush, but I'm going to reduce the size down to 8%. I'm going to grab my yellow and I'm just going to draw some pretty simple branches or stems, and then I'll add on some leaves to these. And you can see this brush has a lot of nice texture in it, which I really like. It just hits that hand-drawn feel home even more. So I'll have one there. I'm going to have one kind of poking through here. It's totally up to you where you want to put these. I'm just keeping in mind how much I want to fill this out. Okay, once we have those leaves in there, now let's add on the flowers on top of them. So create a brand new layer. We'll just label this one white flowers. I'm going to grab my white again. And for these ones, they're really simple. We're just going to draw a bunch of lines that get a little taller towards the center. And then on the very top of them, you're going to put in little dots. Once you have your flowers on there, if they're looking a little bit light, like mine are, you can darken them up really easily by just duplicating the layer. So slide it over to the left and hit duplicate, and you can see they're double the brightness now. If you like that brightness, then you're all set to go. You can move forward. You could even pinch these together if you want, but I like having the ability to adjust those later on, because if I want to bring this down just a little bit, like maybe I want it 1.5 times as bright instead of twice as bright, all I have to do is come in here and adjust my opacity, and now I can make it 50%. So now it's not twice as bright, I've only increased its brightness by half. So that's another really quick tip on adjusting brightness if something's looking too light. All right, so the next thing we're going to do is draw in some supporting leaves to this. So I'm going to create a brand new layer. I'm going to grab my blue color for this one. So these ones are really supporting because they're more in the background and they're just supposed to help push everything forward that I want to appear in the foreground. So these ones are just going to come around any areas that still look like they need something. I'm going to make this brush size a little bit bigger. I'm going to come up to 12% for this. And I'm just going to tuck these in these different spaces that need a little something extra. And they're kind of scribbly. I like drawing them a little rough. I'm making this really hand-drawn looking, so I want to keep that theme. Okay, once again, I think that's looking just a little bit lighter than I would like, so I'm going to duplicate the layer. And that looks much better. I'm going to pinch these two together because I want that brightness, and I can just label this one blue leaves. The next thing I'm going to do is add in some really simple branch elements. So I'm going to create a brand new layer, label this one branches. I'm going to grab my lightest color and just add these right next to my yellow stems. And these are going to be really simple to add a little bit more variety, but also tying into the stem. But no leaves on these ones. Once you have your branches all set, we're going to just add in some really simple dots just to brighten everything up just a little bit more and fill in any remaining gaps that feel like it just needs something extra. So I'm going to create a brand new layer up at the top, label this one dots, and I'm still using my white color for this, and I'm going to add in those dots. Once you have your dots in there, I think I'm going to reduce the opacity of these just slightly. They feel a little too bright to me, so I'm going to bring them down to like 80%. Okay, and there we go. So that's how to create hand lettering art anyone can make in Procreate. Once again, links to everything mentioned in this tutorial, including my free Procreate 5X for Beginners course, my free smooth pencil brush, and the free color palette are all right in the video description. If you enjoyed this tutorial, please hit the like button, subscribe, and don't forget to hit the bell icon so you can be notified of new tutorials just like this one in the future. For more Procreate tutorials and freebies, head on over to my site, every-tuesday.com. You can also find me over on Instagram. My handle is everytuesday. If you try this out and post it there, I would love it if you tag me. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you next week.